What's up, Mortgage Coach community? Today, I am interviewing Jason Fox. Jason, where are you coming to us live from right now?
Hey, Dave, thanks for having me on. Newmarket, Maryland.
Newmarket, Maryland. What part of Maryland is that?
It's in between Baltimore and Frederick, so kind of in between
Okay.
in the suburbs there.
Nice, nice. And then it looks like you're working out of your house like all of us right now.
Well, yeah, sorry about the hat. I haven't had a haircut in like 6 weeks. It's not looking good. I can't dress it up anyway.
Hey, it's all good. How are you doing? I'm doing this whole series around winning from home. So it looks like you do have a home office. So you're not
Yeah,
working out of a closet or a garage. So congratulations to you on that.
thank you,
Uh,
thank you.
how are things going for you?
It's going good. It's there's trials and errors. I've learned that you can't work for 15 minutes, play with the kids for 15 minutes, try to work 15 minutes. So really separating the time of, hey, this is 2 hours of work time. This is 1 hour of kid time, school time, lunch time, and then kind of going back to it. So my days are not really a 9 to 5, not that they ever were, but they're really broken up between 5 a.m. and midnight. As long as everything's getting done, that's all that matters.
Yeah, no doubt. How many kids do you have?
Two. I have
Two.
I have a 3-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a wonderful wife who is really stepping up to the plate to help out for sure.
Well, congrats, man. It sounds like you have an awesome family. So let's talk about what kind of volume are you doing in today's market? How are you doing on production?
Production's good. Closed 18 loans last month for myself personally for 5.37. And then we have over 20 loans closing this month for, over 6 million. So, and that's just personal production, not counting the branch.
So you're a branch manager too. You're a producing branch manager.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My
Well,
wife's actually the non-producing branch manager. So she's also working in this home environment. So when I have the kids, she's working and, vice versa.
well, congratulations. I mean, that's incredible success. And I know I can only speak for myself, but I mean, it's such a gift that we have a job in today's market and that we're able to help so many families lower their monthly payments. What is your mix of refis versus purchases right now?
Right now, we're close to 70% refinances. 2 months ago, we were hovering more around the 40% refi, 60% purchase number. But it's really changed over, I think, just for the time being, where people are kind of freezing a little bit on the home buying front just because they're not showing the house. But I think now everyone's coming up with a creative way to show their properties and virtual showings. It's really going to pick back up, I feel like, in the next, 30 days or so.
So you are not feeling like purchases have gone to a screeching halt. It's just slower and some people are dropping out, but you feel like it's still in your market, things are still happening.
Oh yeah, we're still getting calls every day for, we want to get pre-qualified and, now we have to find the right house and can we view it this weekend? No, we can't, but our loan is ready. What are the numbers? We're doing a lot of what ifs. And I think that once they figure out a way that people can view a house safely and sell a house and move a house and all that safely, I think there will be a lot more action in the purchase market again.
That's good to hear. That is great to hear. So let's center a lot of this conversation around just how you're making refis faster, more streamlined, and you're still delivering that amazing experience for the family. Before I ask specifics on that, prior to not being able to meet with people, what percentage of the clients were coming through your office, or were you meeting with face to face before the quarantine?
I would say less than 5% came into my office. Everything was done online. And if
Okay.
they were, and if they had, the technology to do Zoom, we were already doing Zoom before that. And if not, we were just sending them the mortgage coach with the video and having them pull it up and then saying, okay, look here and look there. So we have always tried to integrate, the technology and the TCAs, since day one.
Yeah, well, congrats for you. For those of you that are listening to this and that's not the case, please let me know, how are you connecting emotionally with clients right now? So let's go through, let's just do a refi lead. The call comes in, the lead comes in, whatever channel it comes in. Are you getting on the phone call first? Are you getting on Zoom? What does like the initial consultation look like from both a technology and just a sales process standpoint?
I think now with today, with where we're at, it seems like when someone calls, it's never a good time. So it's always, hey, I can't talk right this moment. Can I text you back or can I call you back in 15 or 20 minutes when I'm in front of the computer? by the way, here is my website, here is my YouTube, here is some information that you can research and maybe answer some questions before we discuss anything. And then let's set up a time for 30 minutes later. And then by the time, I have that phone call with them, a lot of their basic questions have been answered, as far as down payment, what type of loans do I want to do, all that. Now they know a little bit about what they're doing. And that speeds up the process of the initial call of, where we're going, what's step one. We're already at step 3 before we even have the phone call. Now they know a little bit about a lot.
So everybody is getting a link, so they're getting a link to your website. What are you using for your web app? What technology are people filling out for the
so we just
application?
have an online application through the website at corporate, and we send them there. So I came up with my own domain name, and I basically have a intro. So it's on my iPhone, I did a shortcut and set up Refi Intro, and it has everything. Here's my website. Everything I wanted to say, it's already pre-made. Excuse me, the cat's jumping on me here. Sorry.
I love it. It's all good.
It's all good. I'm getting ambushed by 2 cats 24/7. And so that is already there. It has all the links and everything. I don't have to actually type it out. It takes 30 seconds. Refi Intro, and bam. And they really like that.
And then, so you've got a purchase intro, you've got a refi intro, and it's got some direction. It's got a link. I would love it if you would either send one to me, so I have it on my mobile device, for the refi intro, so I can take a picture of it. I'll put a script of it down below in show notes.
Sure.
So what percentage of the clients have filled out the app before you're now on the phone with them versus, okay, you got to talk to them a little bit more about getting them to fill out the app?
I'd say over 50% are already filling out the application, because at the end of the day, they have a reason for a call. They want a mortgage. They don't know what they want yet. They think they know what they want, but they're not sure. They just know they want to get the process going. So a lot of times, if you push off your client for 30 minutes, they may end up calling 2 or 3 other people. So you need to provide that exceptional service from the start, giving them something to answer some of their basic questions until you can circle back to them in a few minutes. And I think they really appreciate that, and they love it, actually. I know they appreciate it because it works.
Well, it's saving it. Again, you're making it fast. They're getting to know you well. They're getting to transact with you well. Okay, so you talk to them, initial consultation. They got the link. 50% are filling out the app. When are you putting a video on it? Like, I don't know if you saw the interview I did with Josh Metal, where he is actually putting a video. He's doing the same thing you are. He has that shortcut to put the text, but he's putting a personal video on it. Do you ever do that move?
No, I saw that, and I thought that was a very touching move. He's much better looking than me.
Come on now.
I don't do that all the time, but I have started doing that, and it took 3 or 4 times to get used to it, but it does work. I like that a lot.
So guys, what we're talking about there is putting a text video with a little bit more direction, just, again, making it fast, making it easy, and creating that personal connection. It's just a text video. So there'll be a link down below to the Josh Metal refi experience. Sounds like you're not doing that a lot, but you're trying with that. And then,
Starting out.
and then when do you give them the total cost analysis link, and how do you do it? Do you text it? Do you email it? Walk us through how you're winning from home with that.
Okay, so if they start the application, they go through, I use Encompass for my software. They do the application, it links to Encompass, Encompass links to Jungo. And then from Jungo, I just import that directly with one click right over to the mortgage coach. And then I pull the mortgage coach up. So when I take my application, I have their application pulled up on one screen, the mortgage coach opened up on another, and I start inputting stuff. And as I fill out the application, I find out what they want to do. Are they want to save money? Do they want to build wealth? Are they saving for retirement, paying off debt? I start taking all those notes. And then as soon as I'm off the phone with them, I will build out the TCA pretty quickly and then set up a Zoom meeting or send it back to them, depending on what the client wants. A lot of times the clients are just as busy as we are. They want to give me the facts, and then I prepare the TCA. I attach a video to it describing everything that they requested, and then they get to look at it at their own time. And a lot of times they send it back and say, Jason, I like option 2. Let's go with that. And so it's really that first phone call, getting all the facts, building the TCA. If they don't want to talk again, if they like option 2, then we lock option 2 in, send them the loan docs, and move on.
So I want to make sure everybody connected the dots on that. He's getting their goals. So he's not just giving them a quote and a rate and a payment and a closing cost. He's giving them a mortgage strategy around their goals, and he's using links. He's got his app link. he's got a Zoom link, and he's got his mortgage coach link. And Zoom is for meetings, and the app link is to take the loan and do the transaction. The mortgage coach link is for the advice. So let's do this. Let's pull up a TCA, total cost analysis. If you could just show your screen. And I'd like to, if you don't mind, let's just show a little bit of Jungo so we can at least see what that looks like. You don't need to build a TCA right now, but I at least want folks to see what that looks, that Jungo integration looks like. And then, and then how long does it take you to create a TCA, total cost analysis?
It's super fast. So here's a test loan I created. So you basically, it's linked right here. So you run TCA.
Boom.
There it is. Hit go. That opens up a new tab. So you still got the old tab open here. Logs you in. You go to automated. This is your automation. Here it is right here. It's already there.
Love that.
Click.
Love that.
Already there. So here it is. Check it out. So here's the test loan. Okay, this was their purchase that I did. So we go here. Their goals, we're going to lower interest rates, assumptions, current mortgage. You put in the date of settlement, the loan amount, the interest rate. Just click this button here. That's going to transfer over. That's very important. The monthly costs are all there for me. Here it is. So then let's just do it here. I'll do it for you right now, Dave. Super easy.
Hey, let's go, man. I was planning to show one you already did, but if you're willing to show us how you do it on the fly, I love it, man.
Let's show. So lower rate. So I always click this and then click that. And what that does, it brings over your new loan amount. So your base loan amount that you have that was already up here, it brings that right over. Okay. So let's say we're going to do 3.5. You'll be amazed at how fast this is here. Well, you won't be, but everybody else will be.
Yeah, right.
All right. You've done this before. All right. So you got that there. Now here's the closing costs. Now I have created a closing cost detail, but if you haven't, that's okay. You can do it super easy.
Well, wait, time out, guys.
Sorry.
If you have not created templates, make sure you do. I'll put a link down below to an interview I did with Tina, one of our success managers, and she'll show you how to set up those templates.
So
love it. You got your templates all set up. Love that.
Okay, so refi 200,000. I know closing costs will be a little bit higher, but if we go into our closing costs, it has our basic fees. I know with this loan amount, our escrows are going to be a little bit higher and it's tax time. And so I'll include those in the loan amount. So remember, I have my base loan amount here, which is based off of my payoff that was on the current mortgage because I clicked that button. So that transferred that number over. So now everything is moving over. I have my loan amount, I have my closing cost, and the monthly cost. So I did skip a step. I apologize. We want to copy this from current mortgage. Okay. And then click your refi button. The reason you want to copy from current mortgage is going to bring over your closing cost. I mean, your monthly cost. Okay. So.
You guys, remember, watch the setting up the template so you go fast. And guys, you're looking at a gentleman who's done this he's done a lot of these TCAs. So your first one is not going to be as quick and easy as this, but once you get past 20, it can look just like this.
And then we're going to copy, right? We're going to copy from lower rate. That's going to bring over. So now we want to say we're going to use this money to pay off our mortgage a little early. So what that did is it copied over all of the necessary things. And see, I'm picking up on little ones. I'm doing this on the fly. I'm picking up on little mistakes that I made throughout the process. So you'll learn that. So mortgage payoff, I'll just double check my numbers. Now the lower rate, we want to go with 3.5 because I copied it over. So it copied over the rate from the initial, but it also copied over all the other stuff. So now 3.5. Okay. So now we got our lower rate in there. Looks like our savings. So now we can go into analysis.
This is, guys, this is the pro tip. Every refi, not only show people the lower rate and the monthly payment, but show them how they can pay off their home faster. This is a total wow to the family. You'll notice that they were saving $302 a month. Interesting, you put in right to the penny, just making it more specific, more exact. And as you can see there, if you could just drag that mouse, it would lower it would take their term from 29.25 years to 23.5.
And so a big tip here, right, is that you're showing them, hey, you could save this 302. Now, because of my application, they said, I don't want to pay off my mortgage early. I want to pay off my student loans. I want to pay off a higher car payment. And in this market, it might be something like my husband or wife has been furloughed. I'm not sure when we're going to get back to work. I need to pay off these car payments because they're really expensive. So that extra $302 a month, you can put that towards paying off the cars faster and then circle back. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll customize this and say, okay, let's not use this to pay off the mortgage. Let's use this to pay off the car faster. So for the first 12 months, we're not going to pay anything extra. But the 12th month or the first 11 months, we're going to take the 302 and pay off our car. The 12th month, we're going to start paying off our mortgage again, and we're going to pay that off every month after that. So then you're saying, okay, the first 12 months, we're not going to pay it off. It's going to increase this number a little bit. So it went from 22 to 23.
I love that. That was a super pro move. Let's go to the actual total cost analysis. I just want to look at it, whether you want to show this one or the one you created before the call. I just want to make sure. Yeah, let's go to the other one. So this one, it looks like you did a couple more moves. You showed current loan, lower rate, pay it off, or invest the difference. So what were you doing here?
So, yeah, so we weren't sure what we were going to do with the money, whether they wanted to lower the rate. But in this case, they wanted to lower the rate. They were very savvy with their money. So he actually wanted to invest the money. So we went into the reinvestment and we did the 205. I took that in there. So we started with 205. He could turn that 205 a month in 15 years to 65,000 because he knew what he was doing with the investment. So I had talked to them about maybe dividing it up, putting a little bit into the mortgage, maybe putting a little bit into the investment. He wanted to do all investment. So we refinanced. We actually are closing next week. And, he's saving $205 a month. And so what we did here too is we said, okay, what about, in 5 years, where are you going to be? Where's your break even point? So we click on the more info over the savings over 60 months. And you can see where if he were to pay his mortgage and pay the extra payment, his balance was the same. This is a huge tool where a lot of people say, is it worth it? Should I do it? Where is my break even point? And then you can adjust these 60 months or 15 years to whatever works best.
I love this. So this is super powerful. So I'm going to grab the screen real quick and show a few closing thoughts. Mortgage Coach members, it's more important ever that you are showing people, the fastest and easiest way to make informed decisions. So this 4 essentials to making a smart mortgage decision are more important than ever in this market. Number 1 to the 4 essentials is, what are cash reserves? And I'm sure you're having this conversation with families as part of your initial consultation. You're always talking about total cost. Just curious, when you talk about the total cost over time, do you do it before you show them the TCA, or do you wait until you're showing them the TCA to talk about number 2?
Oh, no. TCA is a must have on that. You got to have your facts together. If you don't, it's just like everyone else. Well, my uncle said this, or my dad said this, or my mom told me if I pay an extra payment, this is what happens. You don't want to be the person that does that. You want to have the facts, because I know I like facts and everyone else does too. I want to see exactly what's going to happen, and nothing else does that except for the mortgage coach, for sure.
And so number 2, you're having that conversation where you're showing the TCA. Now, number 3, paying off consumer debt. It sounds like, hey, you're looking at things, you're always having them think about other debts that they can pay off. And then number 4, it sounds like you're pretty competent whether they want to show debt reduction or invest the difference. You're just there to hear their goals, analyze their situation, and then show them options. Is that pretty much the way you roll?
That's exactly right. And with the way you can finagle the numbers, you can put a little bit of your savings towards different debt and then put it back to your mortgage. And it's almost 9 times out of 10, you still pay the mortgage off faster. It's just about using the money in the right way. And there's, you got to figure it out up front. You can't wait 2 or 3 years later to maybe make the right choice. You got to know up front what you're doing. And the clients really appreciate that.
Love it. So everyone listen to this. We're going to go into wrap up in just a minute. If you are on this call and you've never done a TCA or you've done less than 20, Monday, we've got a live trainer there to help you. Every Tuesday is sales leadership, and I'm interviewing amazing coaches, top professionals. Every Wednesday, it's mortgage strategies. So we'll teach you every strategy you need to know to be a black belt in mortgage advice. Every Thursday is Q&A. And think of this as like going to the Apple Genius Bar. We've got a mortgage coach genius there to answer any and every question you have. And then every Friday is the Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind. So if you don't know what you're doing, we'll help you do that. So Jason, let's wrap this up. You're a branch manager. You've obviously mastered Mortgage Coach. Speak to the Mortgage Coach community as a sales manager. What advice do you have? If they're not using Mortgage Coach, what advice and leadership do you have, folks?
Well, I'd say I've had Mortgage Coach for a long time, and I always made it more complicated than it needed to be. And it was basically just do it. Just put the numbers in, make the mistakes where you're looking at it and you're saying, wait, that doesn't make sense. That's not calculating right. Why am I paying the mortgage off in 29 years when they only have 26 years left? Where am I messing up? Ask the support team. Just put the effort into it to get it done. And since I have mastered Mortgage Coach, my closing percentage is up, way up, because even saving $30, $40, $50 a month, if you use the money correctly, you're going to benefit the borrower to build wealth much quicker than not. And so my advice would be use Mortgage Coach on every single deal, whether you think you need it or not, because it's only going to help you master it for when you do need it. And then also it's going to provide exceptional value in a day where everyone is just quoting out numbers. If you're not providing value, you're going to lose the deal. And whoever gives the lowest rate may end up winning, when really it's not about rate. It's about how you're using the money to build wealth.
And I hear all the time, it's not only about, sales advantage and more conversion and more loans, it's just speed. Once you've learned how to do it, it actually makes every loan faster. Do you feel like it's a speed advantage for you?
Oh, huge. I mean, if you think about it, if you don't have it in a clear, precise manner, then when you're trying to explain it, if you find yourself saying, does that make sense? Then it doesn't make sense. Then you should have presented it differently in a way that made sense. And then you don't have to ask the question, does it make sense? So if you're a salesman not using, the Mortgage Coach on every single deal, and you ever say, does that make sense? Then stop everything, go into Mortgage Coach, prepare it, send it back, and it'll break it down for them. And then they'll tell you exactly what they want to do. They'll say, I like number 2, let's go with that.
So I saw on one of the options you put a video. How often are you adding a video or an audio to the actual Mortgage Coach report?
I would say if the client says, hey, send me the report or send me your presentation, I'll take a look at it, I do the video every single time. If you don't do the video, it's very confusing for someone who doesn't do a lot of mortgages. But if you do the video and you say, look here and look there, it becomes very understandable quickly. But if the client says, send me the presentation and let's go over it together, then I won't do the video. I would actually just call them back and do a Zoom meeting or just talk over the phone with them, whatever their preference.
Beautiful, man. Well, hey, this has been an awesome interview. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel or you're watching this on Facebook, give us a like. Let us know that you got value. If you got value from this, give it a like. And if you have a question, I'm going to be doing more of these interviews, winning from home. So if you know someone I should be interviewing about how they're winning from home, let me know down below or reach out to me. I'd love to interview anybody you think we should. So Jason, thank you, brother. You are a great leader in your local community and you're a great leader with the lender you work for. And I really appreciate the time here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dave.
All right. Take care, brother.
All right. You too.